We have continuing coverage tonight of the United States Supreme Court. Decisions today were not limited to the president's student loan forgiveness program.
They also issued an opinion today with major implications for those in the LGBTQ+ community. Michael Martin has a breakdown on how this impacts us here in West Michigan.
The opinion was 6-3. Justices issuing a decision in a case brought by a Colorado-based web designer who did not want to create wedding websites for same-sex couples. The court found in her favor, limiting the federal protections in place for those in the LGBTQ+ communities.
Like many of the recent opinions, the impact is going to be very broad.
On Friday, the U.S. Supreme Court issued an opinion that may have wide-reaching effects for those in the LGBTQ+ communities.
And there are, as is so often the case, as many questions as answers after this opinion has been issued.
Here are the facts of the case. Lori Smith is a web designer based in Colorado. She requested an exemption to the state's anti-discrimination law, saying she did not want to sell wedding websites to same-sex couples. When denied, she sued. A lower court found against her. She appealed, and eventually...
The court seems to be saying, and has been moving in this direction for a while, not just under the free speech clause of the First Amendment, but the free exercise clause as well, that private parties are allowed to discriminate against LGBTQ Americans.
The justices decided in a 6-3 ruling that in particular cases such as Smith's, Americans can discriminate against potential clients because of their LGBTQ identity.
It's a departure from the typical posture of the court, which is that discrimination in public accommodations is not speech. Right, that is something that the government can reach and prohibit. I can't see any limit at this point on a public accommodation.
The top court used what is called the free speech clause and the free exercise clause in our First Amendment to justify their opinion. Supreme Court Justice Gorsuch expounded, saying Colorado's law would have forced Lori Smith to create speech she does not believe in.
Certainly, people's eyes have to be opening to the importance of the judicial branch on both sides. Right?
President Biden responded Friday, criticizing the ruling and saying, in America, no person should face discrimination simply because of who they are or who they love.
Under a number of different First Amendment ideas, whether it's religion, speech, or association, the court seems to be moving in a single direction. And it's notable that this is the only basis that the court seems to, where the Supreme Court seems to tolerate discrimination of this kind.
Brendan Beery from WMU Cooley Law School also believes this opinion will spur another round of litigation to determine how this opinion will, in the end, actually be applied. And we did reach out to the city of Grand Rapids to see if they felt that this decision would impact our city's human rights ordinance. They tell me that they are currently reviewing the case and do not yet have a comment. For now, in the studio, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.